Let us address the elephant in the room, the job market. This video is going to involve some higher order thinking. It will require some level of intelligence, and I am quite confident that my subscribers and the people who watch my videos, who listen to me, they are smart enough to understand all of this. This video will put some rest to your anxiety in terms of what are your prospects after investing 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 lakhs, 80 lakhs, or even 1 crore rupees on your master's degree abroad. When the hell will the job market get better for you? And is the job market bad in just one country? Is it just Canada where the job market is bad, or is it just UK, or is it just Germany, or is the job market in India doing balle balle right now? The reality is the job market sucks everywhere right now. Like any country you pick up, if you think that you are smart by choosing a weird European destination in which you don't even know how to speak the language, trust me, you are dumber. You're not smart in this case. You need to understand what's happening in the global economy, and this video will cover that for you. So let's dive into the video about when will the job market get better for international students in 2026 or in 2027 or 2028 or when. So before we dive into the when of the job market, that when will it get better, let us first of all understand why is it in this shape right now. Two, what are the factors that actually impact the job market, and when is the probability that the outlook for you will look better, or at least optimistic in terms of you being able to crack a good job once you're done with your masters, PhD, bachelor's, whatever abroad. So the reason why the job market is in this weird shape right now everywhere, the story goes back to COVID. Now, some of you might be wondering that COVID is like 5 years gone already, right? That we are also vaccinated now. Why the hell would COVID impact the economy now? Let us understand what happened. When COVID happened, everything went on a standstill. Now, when everything goes on a standstill, you're not going out of your home, you're not spending money. When you're not spending money, the companies are not making money. When companies are not making money, the economy is not working, right? As simple as that. Now, in this situation, the government has an instrument what it calls as interest rate. Now, interest rate is basically the rate at which banks get the money from the government. If this is becoming too complicated, let me help you understand this with the help of an example. I have a home loan for which I pay 9.1% rate of interest annually. My EMI is 50,000 rupees a month. Now, the bank to which I pay this EMI at 9.1% has actually taken money from the government at 5%. The remaining 4% is basically the bank's profit, also known as the bank spread. Now, this is not an economy lecture, but I just want you to understand this thing. Now, this 5%, which is the government's rate, it almost went down to 0% in some of the economies. Canada witnessed almost zero interest rate environment. US witnessed almost zero interest rate environment. Even in India, the interest rates went down so much, and this interest rate is controlled by the Reserve Bank of India or the Federal Bank in the US, etc. Now, how this practically plays out is, if my home loan EMI at 9.1% is 50,000 rupees a month, if this interest rate instead of 9.1% is 7.1%, all of a sudden I will have 10,000 rupees extra in my pocket. When I have these 10,000 rupees extra in my pocket, what will happen is I will go and spend it in the market. I will watch movies, I will buy a new phone, or I will invest it into the market. I might start, an SIP of 10,000 rupees a month. Just an example. Now, when this money is going into the economy, is going to the businesses, what it does is the businesses get money, they create jobs. And this is what led to that COVID time, like 2021, 2022 peak job market. That was the situation where people who wanted to switch careers, someone who was from a humanities background was getting entry level jobs as computer scientist, as a developer, as a cybersecurity engineer, etc., etc., right? Now the thing is, this party cannot continue for long. US, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, India, everywhere, what happened because of this is the inflation rose. Now, you might have heard this thing, especially from your parents complaining about everything has become so expensive. Or if you're someone who live alone independently away from your home, then you might be seeing that, oh, everything has become just so expensive. Now, when inflation starts going out of control, what does the government do? The government starts increasing the interest rate so that my EMI, which went down from 50,000 to 40,000, comes back to 50,000, and I do not have a lot of money to spend, so that the demands for goods comes down and the inflation settles. This cycle is currently what we are in right now. And while we were, in this cycle that the governments were progressively increasing the interest rates and the economy was finally stabilizing, all of a sudden, wars start. Russia-Ukraine war, and then a madman became the president of the biggest power in the world. I don't want to take the name. I don't want to get shot. I actually live very close to where he lives. I don't want to get shot. So for that reason, I hope you know what I'm talking about, right? Instability everywhere, tariffs, trade wars, this, that. Now, whenever there is so much uncertainty around the world, investor money does not really go towards companies, investments, startups. It actually goes towards secure instruments like bonds, etc. Now, yet again, whatever I'm talking about might not be relevant to you that much as someone who is just planning to study abroad, but a basic understanding of these things would be good. And on top of all this, we were, hit on the head by artificial intelligence. ChatGPT came out in 2023, totally revolutionized how writing happens. We use ChatGPT every single day to, and it has, I will be very honest, at SharpGrad, we might have hired two extra people by now if ChatGPT was not there. That's the reality, and we are a very small company. Now, imagine the scale at which this might be happening at large organizations, and with AI models refining every single day. All these factors combined, uncertainty, high interest rates, so less amount of money in the market being invested towards creating jobs, AI, all these things have led to this shitty job market that we are a part of right now, which we have been seeing since the end of 2023 to even the end of 2025 now. Now, what are the factors that are going to change this job market, that are going to change this situation? The very first thing that is going to happen is that uncertainty will become the certainty. Now, this might sound a little philosophical, but the reality is that when things stay uncertain for such a long period of time, everyone just makes friends with that uncertainty. That, okay, if this is how the world is going to be, we as a business cannot stop operating. We as a business need to grow. We as a business need to expand. Over the time, the companies will develop their own strategies, and the people who are at the executive and strategic levels of most of the large companies, they are very smart people. They always figure out a way on how to maintain business continuity. So uncertainty will become the certainty. Second thing, interest rates have stabilized now. There is not a lot of up and down going on in most of the places. The interest rates have stabilized, the inflation has stabilized, so at least on the macroeconomic standpoint, things seem to be fine. And third thing is that the job market has actually changed a lot. Like what the job market was 5 6 years ago, that is not the job market that you see today. The kind of skills that are required in the job market now has totally changed, and it is actually a level playing field right now. It does not matter if you have 10 years of experience. If that 10 years of experience is in a field that is not relevant to the future, you are same as someone who has 0 years of experience. That is the situation at this point of time. Now let me move on to the golden question, which is, when will the job market get better? I asked ChatGPT actually, because honestly, even I don't have the answer. I asked ChatGPT and I went through a few reports. According to most of the reports, we have entered that stabilization cycle. 2025 is the year when things have now started to stabilize a little bit, and in the years to come, things should only get better. 2026, 2027, 2028, the things should hopefully, start going towards the upward trajectory now. Because really, what you are seeing right now is the bottom. There is nothing, worse that can happen from here at this point of time. So things should start getting better, number one. Second thing, instead of waiting for when the job market will get better, now I want to have a personal one to one conversation with you. And when I say one to one conversation, I don't mean book a consultation, I mean one to one conversation on the video. See, guys, just don't time the market. Don't time when will it get better, when would be the right time, is it the right time, is it not the right time for me to study abroad, blah, 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 blah. Trust me, the right time is when you will start putting your efforts towards the right direction. When I say start putting the efforts towards the right direction, it is you need to go in depth now. What used to happen was, and it is happening even today, unfortunately, students choose a course just by looking at its name. Business analytics, wow, let's go for it. Data science, wow, let's go for it. No, the time is gone that you can just choose a course by its name and you're done. Your job is done. You complete it and you get, 10 job offers. It is long gone. This was not even happening before COVID for that matter. This is long gone now. You will have to go in depth now that whatever course you are opting to study, what is the curriculum like? And if the curriculum of that course is not 60 to 70% practical, just cancel that. Avoid going to that place whatsoever. I'll give you an example here. I was looking at the curriculum of a university for MSc Data Science. It's a very popular program, and data science is supposed to be super duper technical. Out of the 8 modules in that, 4 modules were like ethics, management and business aspects of data, data science in, they were all theoretical topics. More than 50% of the course was theoretical. Horrible program, not no need to opt for it. This is not the kind of a course that you would want to pursue. Number one. Number two, have an in-depth discussion with someone that you find qualified. If you feel I am qualified, book a consultation, have a word with me, but let us dig deeper into what your personality is, what your strengths are, and according to that, come up with the right course for you, because the right course for me might not be the right course for Parul, might not be the right course for Neha, might not be the right course for Surbi. Taking random names right now. There is no one size fits all approach. We will have to see what your potential is and where does your potential lie. Because there are candidates who are very good at mathematics. Then there are people who suck at maths. I suck at maths. I can say this publicly. My maths is horrible. I barely passed my engineering. That's the reality. One of the reasons why I left engineering was that. I mean, I finished it, but I mean, I left engineering because I realized that, okay, I cannot really, do this all my entire life. I do not have that analytical aptitude. I found out that I find peace and I find, I'm better at talking to people. I am better at coming out and, maybe spreading a message. I like public speaking. So I was able to figure out this path. Now we will have to sit and see, hey, what is your special skill? Where do you excel? And according to that, find out, okay, this course might be the one that can give you a good launchpad. And last but not the least, stop destination hopping. It is not the case that if you will not go to UK, then Sweden will have a much better job market, or if you will skip Sweden, then New Zealand will have a much better job market. The job market is bad everywhere, equally bad everywhere. And generally speaking, it will get better at most of the places together only. Within a couple of years, you will see this again, that mad rush of, people just wanting to study abroad. Just a matter of few years. I know that. Very sure. And you also need to know that. So be strategic. The right time is when you are ready. You cannot time the market. You cannot say that, oh, if I will go in 2028, then definitely 2029 things will be better. You just don't know. You just don't know. You will have to be strategic at your own level while having an understanding of whatever is happening in the market. And even in a job, even in a bad job market, the one that we are seeing right now, the one that exists right now, I can tell you one thing: if you are strategic with networking, if you're networking enough, if you're tailoring your resume for each job application properly, you will end up in your dream job. Definitely will end up in your dream job. So thank you very much for watching the video till the end. If you are here till now, you're a brilliant candidate for sure. I hope that I was able to help you understand some of these technicalities better. And there's a link in the comment box. Have a look. Let's speak one on one. Bye bye. Have a lovely rest of the day.